Because of CORE, I've seen the bigger picture of how we can make an impact on people's lives and how they can change our life in the process.
I go to a skate park, an indoor skate park that has a bunch of kids that don't really know Christ.
My running buddy. We are running buddies because we do cross country together, and we also work together now.
One day I was driving a sort of friend to one of my school events.
Because of CORE, I've kind of had the desire to reach out to him and the desire to talk to him. And so every time I see him in the hall, I've tried to say hello and ask him how he's doing.
This kid named Andre came up to me and asked me if I wanted to come and skate the bowl with him.
And just be with him and try to engage with him, and I can really tell that it means a lot that someone is coming into his lifestyle and doing that with him and caring.
Earlier this year we had a Christmas party for work, and I was giving her a ride home after that, and it was on a Sunday, and I was driving her home and I was like, dude, you could just like come to church with me if you want, like we're already on the highway heading there.
After that we kind of progressed together because he had just learned how to drop in, and we learned the easiest skate tricks together in the bowl, and we kept skating, and eventually it came to the point where I realized that Andre is the kid that I could do my core exercises with him.
I just said, "How are you?" And she just said, "I'm okay." And then I said, "Okay, why are you just okay?" And she started just crying.
I remember one night we had found out that he had done something at school that was possibly going to get him suspended.
Basically saying that he was thankful that I had been nice to him, which just really hit my heart a lot because it was like, wow, like I actually made a difference in his life.
It was really encouraging for me just to hear that she would go to church.
Just talk to him about life, and eventually it got to the point where I could talk to him about God.
And I shared my story with my core group, and as I cried, they prayed for me and I felt peace about it.
And she told me the story of a friend who had hit depression, who was being taken from her home to go to rehab facilitation, and just this huge story. I didn't really know what to do. I was praying the entire time. And then I asked her how her faith was, if she had ever heard of Christianity. I didn't know anything about her background. And then I asked if I could pray with her, and so I prayed out loud, and out loud, yes, and I held her hand, and she cried. And
through CORE, I've been able to love on my family member even more.
CORE helped shape that conversation a lot because in the back of my mind I just kept remembering to be intentional with her, to love on her.
Really cool because it was able to show me that I can make a difference.
I think CORE, we talk about finding those moments where you connect with someone and you talk about your faith, you talk about what faith could mean to them. And when that moment came, I was ready, and CORE trained me for that, but also just matured my faith enough where I could realize that moment and utilize it.
My hope for my friend ultimately is to see her become a Christian and